Wow. January 2025, what a month for AI, huh? It feels like every day there's some crazy new breakthrough or headline about AGI being right around the corner.
It's been a whirlwind for sure. And all the talk about AGI, well, let's just say some pretty interesting developments are fueling that speculation.
Right.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's focus on what we know.
Okay, so for this deep dive, we're going to try to cut through all the hype and give you the need-to-know insights from January's AI explosion.
Yeah.
And one thing that is absolutely clear, the open source community is shaking things UP, big time. They're taking on the big players like Google and OpenAI.
Yeah.
And frankly,
it's
they're giving them a run for their money.
It's a fascinating shift, I think, in the power dynamics of the AI landscape. For years, it felt like access to the most advanced AI tools was really controlled by a handful of large companies. But now with these powerful open source models, that's all changing.
And that's happening across the board. It's
Right.
not just in the big language models that everyone's talking about.
Right.
We're seeing it in everything from image generation to text to video.
Yeah.
And of course, those super helpful AI assistants.
Speaking of AI assistants, have you heard about Convergence? They're a small company based in London that's making waves with this new assistant Proxy.
Oh yeah, Proxy. I was reading about that.
Yeah.
They're marketing it as this super versatile AI that can actually interact with the web just like a human.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to automate all those tedious tasks, like filling out forms, booking appointments, or even pulling data from websites. That's what Proxy is designed to do.
Yeah, and they're not just targeting, tech-savvy users either. They're really pushing Proxy as a tool for everyone, from busy professionals to everyday consumers. And what's really caught my eye are the benchmark scores. Proxies are performing exceptionally well on WebVoyager, which is the series of tests that measure how well an AI can understand and interact with the web.
So it's not just hype. They actually have the performance to back it up,
It seems so.
especially considering they're launching at a price that's way lower than the competition.
It's a very aggressive strategy, and it seems to be working. They're also offering a free peer, which is a smart move, I think, to get people hooked on the platform.
Yeah, it's a brilliant way to disrupt the market.
Yeah.
And speaking of disruption, there's another underdog that's been on my radar, Moonshot AI. They just released a major update to their AI assistant, Kimi, and it's causing quite a stir.
Ah, yes, Kimi K1.5. They've added some really impressive features in this update, including real-time web search across over 100 websites.
Yeah, I saw that.
That means Kimi can actually pull information directly from the web to answer your questions or complete tasks for you. No more switching back and forth between your browser and your AI assistant.
It can analyze up to 50 files simultaneously, right? That's insane. So if you're a business leader dealing with mountains of reports, data presentations, Kimi can basically be like your superpowered research assistant.
Precisely. Imagine being able to feed Kimi, an entire financial report, market research, data competitor analysis documents all at once. And it can synthesize all that information and provide you with, a concise summary of the key findings and actionable insights. That's the kind of efficiency that can give businesses a real edge.
And here's the kicker. Moonshot is offering all of this for free. They are really going head-to-head with those paid platforms like ChatGPT.
It's a bold move, but it aligns with their mission of making advanced AI accessible to everyone. They're betting that by building a large user base, they can eventually monetize through, premium features or partnerships.
Right.
But for now, it's a fantastic opportunity for businesses to get their hands on a powerful AI tool without breaking the bank.
Free doesn't mean basic, though, right? I was reading that Kimi K1.5 also has some really advanced capabilities like chain of thought reasoning and improved image understanding.
Yeah.
What exactly does that mean, and why should a business leader care about that?
Well, chain of thought reasoning allows Kimi to break down complex problems into smaller, more manageable steps, just like a human would. And this makes it much better at solving logical puzzles, generating creative text formats, and answering your questions in a more comprehensive and informative way. As for image understanding, Kimi can now analyze images and extract meaning from them.
So it's not just reading reports. It can understand like charts and graphs,
Yeah.
even products photos.
Exactly. This is huge for businesses that rely on visual data like those in e-commerce, healthcare, or manufacturing.
Okay. So it's like having an AI that can not only read and understand your reports, but also interpret charts, graphs, and even product photos.
Right.
That could be a game changer for all sorts of business processes.
Absolutely. And what I find particularly fascinating is Moonshot's focus on long context processing and multimodal reasoning.
Okay, hold on. Those sound like some pretty technical terms. Break those down for us.
Of course, long context processing means that Kimi can understand and remember information from a much larger chunk of text. Think of it like this. Most AI assistants have a limited memory, like a goldfish. They can only hold a small amount of information in their mind at once. But Kimi, with its long context processing, is more like an elephant. It can remember vast amounts of information, which allows it to draw connections and insights that simpler AIs would miss.
So it's not just understanding individual sentences or paragraphs.
Right.
It's understanding the bigger picture.
Exactly.
And the relationships between different pieces of information.
And this is crucial for tasks that require deep analysis or creative problem solving.
Okay.
And then there's multimodal reasoning, which means Kimi can seamlessly integrate information from different sources like text, images, and even audio to generate more comprehensive insights.
So it can basically connect the dots between different types of data.
Exactly.
I can see how that would be incredibly valuable for things like market research, trend analysis, or even product development.
It's all about making the AI smarter and more capable of understanding the world the way we do. And that's what makes these developments so exciting. We're seeing AI move beyond simple tasks and into the realm of true understanding and insight.
You know, it really feels like we're on the cusp of something huge with AI.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to think, while these incredible AI assistants are grabbing all the headlines, the innovation happening in other areas of AI is just as mind-blowing.
You're absolutely right. We've been talking a lot about these AI assistants, but the AI revolution is much broader than that. We're seeing these breakthroughs in everything from image generation to text to video that have the potential to be just as transformative for businesses.
Okay, so let's talk about some of those other areas. Image generation, for example, has come a long way in the past few years. I remember when those first AI-generated images were kind of blurry and surreal. But now they're becoming so realistic, so detailed.
Yeah, the progress has been remarkable. And one company that's really pushing the boundaries in this area is DeepSeek, a Chinese AI company that's been making waves with its new image generation model family called Janus-Pro.
Janus-Pro, I was reading about that. They're taking on OpenAI's DALL-E 3, which is considered like the gold standard for image generation right now.
Yeah.
But what I thought was interesting is that DeepSeek is doing it with smaller, more efficient models.
That's right. DeepSeek has managed to create these models that can generate these stunningly realistic and creative images, but they're also incredibly lightweight. This means they can run on less powerful hardware, making them more accessible to businesses and individuals who might not have access to the massive computing power that some of those larger models require.
So you're saying that even a small business with a limited budget could potentially use Janus-Pro to create, professional quality images for their marketing materials or websites or even product designs.
It really is. And here's the kicker. DeepSeek is releasing Janus-Pro under the MIT license, which means it's completely free for commercial use. They're essentially giving away a cutting-edge image generation tool to anyone who wants to use it.
Talk about shaking up the industry. This open source approach could completely disrupt the image generation market. What does this mean for those companies that have been relying on these expensive proprietary solutions?
It means they need to adapt and fast. This is a trend we're seeing across the AI industry. Open source models are becoming increasingly powerful and accessible, and they're challenging the dominance of these big tech companies that have traditionally controlled access to these advanced tools.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about who has access to it and how they can use it. This is leveling the playing field in a major way, giving smaller companies and even individual creators the power to compete with the giants.
Exactly. And that's why the shift towards open source AI is so exciting. It's democratizing access to these incredible tools and creating a whole new world of possibilities for innovation. But it's not just about image generation either. We're seeing a similar trend in other areas of AI, like text to video.
Text to video. Okay, now you're talking about something that sounds straight out of science fiction. You mean you can literally type in a script and an AI will generate a video for you?
That's exactly what we're talking about. And while it's still early days, the progress that's been made in this area over the past year is astonishing. We're seeing companies like Pika Labs, OpenAI Runway, and Google all making huge strides in text-to-video technology.
Okay, let's break this down. What are some of the key players and advancements we should be paying attention to?
Well, Pika Labs, for example, just released Pika 2.1, which boasts incredibly realistic facial animations and the ability to create longer videos than previous versions. This is a big deal because one of the challenges with text-to-video has been creating videos that look truly natural and lifelike, especially when it comes to human faces.
So they're getting closer to being able to create videos that are indistinguishable from those created by human filmmakers.
That's the goal. And Pika 2.1 is a major step in that direction. But they're not the only ones pushing the boundaries. OpenAI is working on a model called Sora, which has the potential to revolutionize interactive storytelling.
Interactive storytelling. Okay, now I'm really intrigued. What does that even mean in the context of text to video?
Imagine being able to create a video where the viewer can actually influence the storyline through their choices. That's what OpenAI is aiming for with Sora. It's still in the early stages of development, but the potential is enormous.
That would be incredible. It would be like those choose-your-own-adventure books we read as kids. But in video form, I can see that being used for everything from marketing and advertising to education and entertainment.
Absolutely. And then you have companies like Runway, which is known for its Gen 2 model that's incredibly versatile and easy to use. It's a great option for businesses that want to experiment with text to video without needing a lot of technical expertise.
So there are already options out there that are accessible to businesses that might not have a huge AI team or budget.
That's right. And even Google is getting in on the action with its Veo model, which leverages DeepMind's AI expertise to create high-end video content.
So there's a lot of competition in this space, which is great for driving innovation. But for our listeners who might not be tech experts, why should they care about text to video? How could this technology impact their businesses?
Imagine being able to create stunning marketing videos, product demos, or training materials simply by typing out a script. No more hiring expensive film crews, actors, or editors. Text-to-video can drastically reduce production costs and timelines, making high-quality video content accessible to businesses of all sizes.
It's like having a Hollywood studio at your fingertips. And in a world where video content is becoming increasingly important for everything from social media marketing to internal communications, this could be a real game changer.
It could fundamentally change the way businesses communicate and tell their stories. And as the technology continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more creative and innovative applications emerge.
So we've got these incredible AI assistants that can automate tasks, analyze data, and even generate creative content. And we've got these powerful new tools for creating images and videos from text prompts. It really feels like the only limit is our imagination at this point. But with all this talk about open source and democratization, I'm curious.
About what?
Okay, so we've talked about a lot in this deep dive. Open source AI projects taking on the big companies. Mind-blowing progress in AI assistance, text to video. It's a lot to process.
It is, and I think it's worth taking a step back and thinking about what this all means for, business leaders like yourself.
That's a great point. Let's zoom out to the big picture. What are the key takeaways that you think our listeners should be focusing on?
I think the biggest one is that the AI landscape is changing dramatically, and the pace of change is only going to accelerate. We're going from a world where AI was really controlled by just a few big tech companies to a world where AI is becoming increasingly democratized.
That's a huge shift. And for businesses, it means that the opportunities to leverage AI are greater than ever. But it also means that the competition is heating up.
Exactly. And businesses need to be proactive about incorporating AI into their strategies. They can't afford to wait and see what happens. They need to be experimenting with these new tools, learning how they work, and figuring out how they can be used to create value for their customers and gain a competitive edge.
So it's not just about understanding the technology itself. It's about understanding how to apply it to real-world business challenges.
Precisely. And that requires a shift in mindset. Businesses need to start thinking of AI not as a cost-saving measure, but as a source of innovation and growth.
So what would you say to a business leader who's listening to this and feeling a little bit overwhelmed by all of these advancements? Where should they even begin?
I'd say start by identifying the areas of your business where AI could have the biggest impact. Are there tasks that could be automated? Are there processes that could be made more efficient? Are there new products or services that you could create using these AI tools?
So start with the problem you're trying to solve. Then look for the AI tools that can help you solve it.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. There are so many great resources available now, including these open source models, cloud-based platforms, and even, AI consultants who can help get you started.
It's all about taking that first step and embracing the potential of AI.
And I think that's what makes this such an exciting time to be in business. We're at the beginning of a new era, and the possibilities are truly limitless.
So much food for thought. as always. The Deep Dive is here to help you navigate this complex and ever-changing world of emerging tech. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the incredible world of AI in January 2025. And remember, the future of AI is being written right now, and you have the opportunity to be a part of it. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay ahead of the curve. Until next time.